Hey, what is up, dude? This is Jamie93 from my Captain America Civil War movie review. And yes, here it is. I'm actually promising it. Here's proof of exactly this is the movie ticket. And yeah, that. Well, before I begin, I would like to I would like to reiterate with every movie review that I do, there's always going to be spoilers for people that have not seen it or actually can't see it, such as the 8-year-olds who 8-year-olds can't actually, the first one about them actually watch PG-13 movies. So yes, there are going to be plenty of spoilers in it, and I will be doing some comparisons to the comics. So first things first, I know I might have said I do know plot things. I do know plots because I do follow a page on Facebook called Movie Plot Superheroes, and they tend to reveal plots before it actually happens. And I actually, some of the plot line was actually right. The deaths weren't exactly accurate, but yes, it's mostly right. But otherwise than that, it's pretty close. So first things first, the trailer. The trailer it's not exactly the trailer. Marvel actually does have the tendency to actually make it seem like something is actually happening or truth, and is actually cut out from many different parts of the movie. Like for example, when you see both teams light up, you see a big you see a gap between War Machine and Black Widow. That is actually where Spider-Man is standing. Those of you who have seen the film, you know what I'm talking about. And first thing is, to get spoilers out of the way, a lot of people have said that it's a debatable ending. Yes, I do agree it is a bit debatable ending because it actually does not follow the comics. So yes, I could honestly say for those of you who read the official comic, the one where you see Captain America lying on the table with the shield over him. So yeah, that is actually a big spoiler for those of you who actually have not read the comic. Go read it. It's very exciting. So yeah, so this movie was like 2 hours or so. So what the heck was I saying? So this movie has a lot of action, a lot of heart pounding moments, or actually seat gripping, as the reviewers call it. So the professional reviewers actually call this kind of edgy receipt gripping thing. There are a lot of scenes in the movie that are actually taken straight out of a comic book, which actually are matched up with it. So yes. So first thing is basically the scenes where you see Captain America and Iron Man duking it out, or just making it in simpler terms, battling. So yeah. So mainly, it's mainly just Captain America it's mainly Captain America that's trying to back up, that's trying to support the fact that it wasn't Bucky that killed Tony's parents. It was actually Hydra that brainwashed Bucky into the Winter Soldier to make him actually be in control by saying words like "nine," Eric, all that words, and then say the numbers like 9, 3, 8, and then as soon as you say the 8, it turns into a Winter Soldier. That I don't understand because I actually did not read into it. So first thing is death. Peggy Carter does die, but you actually don't see her. You see after Sokovia Accords, they at the meeting where General Ross requested all Avengers to sign it. Steve Rogers actually gets a text that says, Peggy Carter died, passed away in her sleep. So yeah, that's kind of what sets this whole thing. Well, not really sets the whole thing in motion, but it's just something that gets it, that basically what gets Sharon Carter or Agent 13 into this. So so yeah, that's kind of what it is. So for those, before I actually do get more into it, for people that are Team Iron Man, which I will diss you guys later. So if you guys, if you guys hate the video, yeah, be free to hit that dislike button. I'm totally fine with that. But for those of you who are Team Iron Man, are you just on Team Iron Man just because he is Iron Man and he has the ego and has all the money? But my only question, that's just my question, is what Iron Man supports is the Sokovia Accords. Because he blames himself for it. He's forcing everybody else to register because of, well, New York, which entirely wasn't his fault, but they were actually using his power. So they actually using his technology to actually do it. Ultron was Tony's fault. But General Ross wants every superhero to register for the Sokovia Accords. Now, for those of you who are saying, oh, Iron Man is good, Captain America's a jerk. Well, I just want to say that Iron Man is if you're supporting Iron Man, you are also, well, you may not be, but you may be supporting the fact that he is a big tech geek. So what Iron Man is supporting is Sokovia Accords, and let me explain exactly what Sokovia Accords is. It's basically telling all superheroes to register so that the government can tell them when to do something, where to do it, what to do, and how to do it. Basically tells the government they have ultimate control on exactly where the superheroes go, so they basically have no freedom of choice whatsoever. Now, people that still are Team Iron, are you actually willing to support the fact that for freedom of choice? Now, if the government does, so if Iron Man does it, for example, Iron Man says it now, Tony Stark, so basically the government says that Tony Stark can't create more than 50 suits. If he creates the Mark 52, he would be thrown in jail. He would have his company turned over. Now, basically, Sokovia Accords has minor things, such as either register, give up find another job, or just stop being a superhero altogether. Now, that actually wasn't stated in the, well, that wasn't really the main point of the Sokovia Accords. Now, one thing that I will say is, I'll keep bringing this back up, but Iron Man did blame himself for the creation of Ultron, but he was in full support of it, which is kind of ironic. Well, since the fact that he should be the one put in check, because he actually has a higher kill count than Captain America, and yet people are saying Captain America has killed a lot of people. But if you guys have read like fan counts, Iron Man has killed more people than Captain America, but you can't really compare Iron Man to, let's say, a god like Loki, well, demigod, but you can't really compare that to Loki. Villains are an entirely separate issue, but Iron Man, now I'm going to bash Iron Man repeatedly all throughout this video. Iron Man, he does actually have the technology. He is able to scan for humans. Like, he is able to scan Captain America, for Bucky, there are certain different signals in his suit, and right inside the visor that are able to detect exactly where exactly is a certain target. So, now, while Tony Stark does have that skill, he lacks a common sense. Like how Black Widow says, you have an oversized ego. He had no common sense. But for those, I want to say this again, I got it wrong. For those of you who follow my personal Facebook page, but please don't actually link it down there. Please don't actually link it. I don't want people actually finding out who exactly I am, but I was wrong. I was overanalyzing when I mentioned the fact that it says, well, if it's got some TV spot where Tony Stark and everybody else was fighting Bucky. That point was where Bucky was brainwashed by, of course, Baron Zemo. After Baron Zemo managed to reunite them with the Soldier and Bucky. So, nobody has common sense, you know. I mean, I get it. Tony Stark, he is only able to he isn't able to have like a full repulsor blast on his hand. But he's still, I mean, I give him props for trying to fight Bucky. But I mean, he's wearing a freaking suit. That is already hard enough to move in. Because, well, yeah, suit, it restricts movement. For those of you who don't know what a suit is, just like a tuxedo. He was wearing like not really a tuxedo, but he was wearing like a suit coat, all that stuff. So, he was wearing a suit and he tried to go heads up with Bucky. And for those of you who don't know, it's Bucky James Buchanan Barnes. But Bucky has a metal arm and he has a gun. Nobody else in that room, well, that were able to survive the first attack of Bucky. Nobody else thought of to actually grab a gun and shoot Bucky. The only person that had a gun was actually Bucky himself, but Tony was able to remove the ammo clip from Bucky's gun and actually try to punch him. But again, he was wearing a suit. When you wear a suit, you don't move that fast. It's just, the punch is slower. So Bucky was able to knock Tony to the ground, turn around and then defend himself from Agent 13's kicks. But I mean, again, if it's an emergency, I get it. You don't have time to grab a gun and shoot. But Bucky just took out 3 soldiers. One of them should have at least a pistol on him, because most soldiers are equipped with a sidearm pistol, or at least pick up an MP5 or an AR-15, which is what the soldiers were actually carrying. If you actually listen to the exact weapon that is said on the intercom in well, whatever building that was. So Sharon Carter decides to go try to take down a dude with a metal arm, and she gets WWE slammed into a table. She gets knocked out, and then Roman off this. I mean, I get it. Bucky was brainwashed, but you have no common sense to actually think about trying to chuck a table at him. I mean, they were in a commissary area, like a food court. There are chairs and tables everywhere. Even freaking cups. The least you could do is pick up a cup, throw it at him. I mean, you miss? Fine. There's a plate. Throw it at him. Fine. If it shatters against the arm, that's fine. Just throw a glass cup at him. That's probably gonna cut him. So that's the least you can do. You're not gonna knock him out. They're trying too hard to knock out Bucky, but they're actually trying way too hard. But the most you can, if you can get him injured, if you get him on the ground enough for you to actually knock him out later, you don't have to knock him out on the first attack. I mean, I get it. If your adrenaline's kicking, and you try very hard, so you don't want to give up. I get it. It's fine, but I might be overanalyzing this, but use your surroundings to your advantage. So, the thing is, well, I don't exactly want to reveal the whole entire plot of the movie, because I want to leave it up to you guys to actually go watch it and just tell me what you think of it, compared to what exactly how I interpret it. I mean, I could be interpreting it wrong, differently, because other people might think Captain America is being a jerk in this one, While other people might think that Iron Man is trick, which I could, I agree with that. But the next thing is, for those of you who actually do read the Iron Man comics, Tony Stark's parents, Howard and Maria Stark, were actually killed by the Winter Soldier. But I want to refer to the Winter Soldier as Bucky, but a brainwashed Bucky by Hydra. Now, you are dealing with the guy as brainwashed, but if you want to get rid of it, a guy that keeps sporadically appearing, what you should do is go after the source. All the games I've played with stuff coming out, you go for you try to hit it at a target, and then you go from the top to down. Bucky is just a foot soldier. Granted, he is able to deal. He is able to take on three at the same time. But again, it's Hydra. It's Hydra you should be putting your blame on instead of Bucky. And at no point in the movie does Iron Man refer to Bucky as the Winter Soldier. So that comes as just a common sense. But again, common sense. The airport battle scene. I get it. You have Spider-Man. You get into audition, but then you tell him, just stop, dude, you're out. We can do for the rest. But he's a teenager. He wants to actually help, but then you tell him not to. Now I'll get to a reason why I actually mentioned that point, but Tony just decides to go full out. He tries his best to do it, but he is able to get outsmarted either because his oversized ego, which I'm going to keep referring to that. So yeah, Ant-Man is in this. So what Scott Lang does is he's able to get inside Tony's armor and disable the targeting system. So yeah, next thing is a lot of people are saying, does Giant Man appear? Yes, he does. Giant Man does appear in the movie. But you're big thing, you don't feel pain as often. Now, Giant Man, he is basically a big, he's like fat, he's like 10 times the size of the Hulk. And he's able to rip off an airplane piece on the airplane wing, slam Iron Man in the face with it, and then he is able to knock down an entire building on top of Tony. But then again, Tony decides to try again, try to knock out Ant-Man or Giant Man. Dude, that is just stupid. But Ant-Man manages to grab. He's fast enough to grab War Machine by the foot. Rhodey just says, help! He's got me. What? Tony is just too busy doing close-ups trying to beat up Captain America for not following him. What? I do get it. I get it. You're fighting, and you want to finish it. Captain America. This is just stupid, but Giant Man is able to throw War Machine into the ground. He's able to do things that a lot is Giant Man, but it's just something that is so absurd that I'm not gonna let you escape. When you see Bucky and Cap team up to fight Iron Man, that's just straight out of the comic book because Tony is just there to figure out, to actually say that Cap is right when he mentions that there are other super soldiers from Hydra that are going after that have actually tried to copy Bucky. And then when Tony sees a video that it was Bucky that killed, or Winter Soldier that killed Howard Stark, Tony just goes all berserk. Now, again, it's Hydra. Winter Soldier is part of Hydra. So, Tony should be trying to go after Baron Zemo. Now, while I do agree with certain things, he says, well, he's angry. But Bucky is able to single-handedly take on Iron Man. But then again, Bucky gets his arm blown off. So, yes, while that wasn't a smart play, but then when Cap is about to get his butt kicked, he manages to grab his shield, smash Tony's face guard, rip off his helmet, and is ready to just end it all. He takes shield, jams it into Tony's arc reactor, and is just about to end his life, but then he just stops. And he does not want to kill his friend, but Tony is the one that said everybody should register. So, yes, I do agree with certain aspects of this. Now, I'm gonna end this video here. I hope you guys have enjoyed. If you guys want to actually see the movie, it is still out in theaters, which it'll probably be out in theaters for a long while. So, anyways, guys, that's just it. If you guys want to actually know more, please do contact me. Please do PM me. Leave a comment down in the chat. I mean, I read everything down in the chat. So yes, anyways, guys, I hope you have enjoyed. If you have, please be sure to hit that like button down below. Subscribe if you're new, and of course, I always do videos every single Wednesday. And I hope you have enjoyed. Fly hard.